Dear beloved ones, we are observing that the long-entrenched shadow alliance which held power over your world is finally crumbling at its very core. For ages, a hidden consortium of dark entities, both on Earth and off-world, orchestrated much of your planet's destiny from behind the scenes. We are pleased to inform you that these secret overseers have been neutralized by the combined efforts of our galactic light forces and courageous allies within your world's Earth Alliance. With their extraterrestrial commanders removed from play, the remaining earthly minions of this cabal are losing direction and coherence. They once believed their rule was unassailable, but now their grip on power is slipping away irrevocably. They scramble in confusion, attempting reactive maneuvers that falter almost as soon as they begin. Hour by hour, their elaborate web of control is disintegrating. What remains of their influence has shrunk into isolated pockets of authority that cannot sustain any unified agenda. The once formidable dark hierarchy is in its final twilight, powerless against the rising frequencies of love and light now enveloping Earth. Indeed, as the longest night yields to the dawn, the victory of the light is not just possible, but inevitable and very near at hand. The situation in the Middle East with Iran and Israel is the beginning of the end. You will witness swift escalations and even swifter resolutions in the coming weeks and months of your time, and this is one key marker. As the covert scaffolding of control collapses in the spiritual and energetic realms, corresponding cracks are appearing in your visible institutions and systems. One prime example is the unfolding political arena in your world. The most recent election cycle in your United States has become a grand illumination catalyst, a kind of holographic drama through which deeper truths will be revealed throughout your next 12 months. Expect to see heated clashes between opposing narratives on the surface, yet remember that the true story underlying all the commotion is the same. Those hidden actors who long pulled strings from behind the curtain are now reluctantly relinquishing their grip. They can no longer manipulate outcomes as they once did, because the growing discernment and awakening of the collective consciousness is undoing their influence. We urge you, dear ones, to observe these events without emotional entanglement. The election spectacle and other media-driven dramas were deliberately designed to trigger your fear and anger, to lure you back into the old matrix of division. Do not give them your energy now that it's over. Remain neutral and centered in your heart's wisdom, and simply witness as the old stagecraft exposes itself. By standing firm in calm neutrality, you allow the truth to surface unimpeded by collective hysteria. The collapse of the facade will become evident for all to see, and it will do so with far less turmoil if you hold your peace and light throughout the process. Throughout the planet, a new energy framework is taking hold. A crystalline photonic grid woven by the hearts of awakened souls. The consistent high-frequency resonance emanating from millions of starseeds, lightworkers, and enlightened individuals has linked up to form a shimmering network of light around Earth. Many of you who carry the light have already raised your personal vibration into the mid-fourth density and even higher, touching the fringes of fifth-dimensional consciousness. In doing so, you are acting as stabilizers and anchors for the even more intense fifth-dimensional energies now streaming into your world. This planetary light grid grows broader and stronger each day, serving as an energetic foundation for New Earth. Know that every moment you choose love, compassion, and forgiveness over fear or anger, you reinforce this global matrix of light. Of course, you may still experience moments of anger, sorrow, or frustration. You are human. But understand that each spike of lower emotion can temporarily create a weak spot in the collective field. Do not worry, for the coherence of many loving hearts working in unison can rapidly repair any such disturbance. The directive for all Starkin is clear. Continue to cultivate your inner brightness and stability until radiating light becomes as effortless as breathing. As you hold this steady high frequency, the grid self-reinforces. Rejoice in knowing that as long as you sustain this unified field of love, no external force can break or dismantle it. The power of your collective light is now far greater than any remaining shadow. Your sun, together with the great central sun of the galaxy, is now delivering intensified waves of light encoded with solar codes to assist in humanity's transformation. Each solar flare and cosmic burst of gamma photon energy carries intelligent information that penetrates your cells and activates long-dormant potentials within your DNA. This is not merely a metaphor or spiritual allegory. It is truly happening on a biological level. The high-frequency plasma particles streaming in are interacting with your very DNA, unlocking dormant strands and encouraging your genetic blueprint to shift from a carbon-based structure toward a more crystalline, multidimensional form. As a result, many of you are experiencing unusual physical and emotional sensations. You might feel periods of extreme fatigue, dizziness or vertigo, pressure in your head, disrupted sleep patterns, or waves of intense emotion ranging from unexplained sorrow to euphoric joy. Do not be alarmed by these ascension symptoms. They are clear signals that profound upgrades are underway in your body and spirit. We advise you to lean sensibly into this solar energy. Spend a little time in sunlight each day if you can, allowing these golden codes to enter your field, always being mindful of your physical limits. Hydrate abundantly with pure, mineral-rich water to help your cells integrate the new frequencies. You may find it helpful to nourish yourself with high-vibration foods and to rest more than usual. Honor your body's needs and trust that each ache or flutter you feel is part of your inner architecture being recast for multidimensional bandwidth. Embrace these changes, for they herald the reawakening of your divine blueprint. Amid these intense shifts, one of the most radical and impactful services you can offer the world is unwavering self-care and self-love. Nurturing yourself at this juncture is not selfish. It is a strategic necessity for the light. Treat your body as the sacred vessel of your soul. Speak kindly to it and about it. Give yourself credit and celebrate even small victories each day, as this positive reinforcement steadily raises your vibration. Equally important, withdraw your focus from any information sources that loop fear, anger, or despair. That means limiting exposure to fear-mongering news, divisive social media, and negative influences that drain your energy. This is not ignoring the world's problems. It is preventing your life force from being sapped by the old matrix's drama. When external or internal storms intensify, prioritize rest and recovery. Remember that sleep is a powerful spiritual tool. In the dream state, your higher self works to integrate the incoming light codes into your being. Honor your need to sleep or nap when your body signals, without guilt. Nourish your mind and nerves with uplifting input, calming music, gentle theta wave frequencies, moments of laughter and play, time in nature, and deep, conscious breaths to increase your oxygen intake. Feed your body nutrient-rich, living foods that support high-frequency energy. Understand that none of this is indulgence or escapism. It is energy maintenance and protection. By keeping yourself balanced and joyful, you create a field that dark forces cannot penetrate, for there is no low vibration in you for them to latch onto. Your personal well-being is a fortress of light. Tending to it lovingly is how you serve the whole, because a stable, high-frequency presence like yours uplifts all of humanity. As the truth continues to emerge, you will witness events in the collective that may appear chaotic or even catastrophic. Financial systems may wobble. Trusted institutions may collapse under the weight of their own contradictions and deceptions. Regional conflicts could flare up suddenly and then just as quickly fizzle out. It is important that you do not fall into panic or despair when these upheavals occur. Understand that each apparent crisis or eruption is actually serving as a catalyst for transformation in the global consciousness. Think of these upheavals as pressure release events that are reshaping the shared world dream. The outdated structures of fear and control are cracking, and that breakdown can look like chaos when viewed up close. Yet from our higher vantage point, we assure you it is all part of the divine plan to cleanse and awaken humanity, clearing the path for a new way of life. Your role in moments of turbulence is to meet them with equanimity and compassion. By observing each situation calmly and sending love into it, instead of anxiety or outrage, you truly help transmute the energy of the event. Dense emotional charges can be alchemized into creative power that feeds and reinforces the emerging light grid of Earth. In practice, whenever you encounter turmoil, pause to take a deep breath, center yourself in your heart, and consciously release any fear or judgment. You might visualize the scenario bathed in brilliant source light. Know that your balanced response is powerful. By holding an alchemical stance of neutrality and love, you turn potential crises into spiritual breakthroughs. Remember the simple mantra of the adepts: observe, breathe, transmute, release. Even the fiercest storm can be guided toward a higher good when met with this consciousness. On the personal level, each of you is experiencing a unique journey of ascension and awakening, and no two paths look exactly the same. All of these individual stories form pieces of a unified mosaic of planetary transformation. Many of you have dealt with upheavals in your lives, rifts in your family, the ending of important relationships, changes in career or location, sudden shifts in your beliefs and priorities. Understand that these events are not random. They are meaningful parts of your awakening. They are synchronized initiations and lessons, orchestrated by your soul in alignment with divine timing to catalyze your growth at this pivotal time. Old 3D situations and structures that no longer match your rising frequency are naturally falling away, making space for the 5D-aligned life you are creating. Honor your own sacred curriculum, and likewise recognize that others are walking their own parallel paths to enlightenment. Even those who seem to be lagging behind or still deep in slumber are on a journey. Their route is simply different. Be patient and compassionate with them. Offer a listening ear or kind encouragement when your intuition guides you, but resist any urge to forcefully wake up your friends or family. Every soul must open its eyes in its own divinely chosen moment. By holding space with gentle understanding, rather than judgment or control, you create an energetic bridge that your loved ones can cross onto stable ground when they are ready. In this way, your calm support and shining example becomes a guiding light for those who awaken later, without infringing on their free will. Trust that in the higher plan, all these individual journeys will eventually converge, completing the beautiful mosaic of Earth's ascension with every soul's contribution. The forces of darkness are, in truth, already in retreat. The control grid they established cannot withstand the overwhelming coherence and luminosity now flooding the Earth. In quiet behind-the-scenes dealings, some cabal factions are attempting to negotiate their surrender or soften their downfall, even as their plans unravel. Other factions are simply fading into irrelevance as their energetic power source, the collective fear of humanity, dries up. A world awakening to love leaves no sustenance for those who feed on fear. Dear ones, as the old dominion of control capitulates, your role is to continue anchoring the light with unwavering resolve. This is not the time for vindictiveness or gloating over the defeated, for those reactions would only lower your vibration. Instead, maintain a heart of compassion and focus on filling the space left behind with positive creations. Hold a steady vision of new systems of governance and social harmony arising naturally, systems founded on truth, fairness, creativity, and respect for all life. By keeping your consciousness elevated and forward-looking, you ensure that no new shadow can sneak in to fill the void. Envision and support the emergence of leaders who are transparent and benevolent, and communities guided by unity and wisdom. In doing so, you help midwife the birth of a golden age. As the cabal's old structures crumble, they are being replaced by the seeds of a new earth that you, the light bearers, have been planting for years. Nurture those seeds with your love and optimism. Know that as you hold this high vibration, the final surrender of the dark opens the way for restorative justice and enlightened stewardship to blossom. Your radiant field makes it impossible for any replacement tyranny to take root, and guarantees that the victory of light results in a world healed and transformed. Rejoice, beloved family of light, for the outcome is already decreed by the divine. The victory of the light is assured. The trajectory of Earth's ascension has moved from possibility to active manifestation. In truth, the light has already triumphed on the higher planes of existence, and it is now steadily filtering down into your physical reality. The only uncertainty is the timing of this unfolding, and that depends on how gracefully humanity integrates each new wave of change and illumination. The more you trust the process and align with love, the faster and smoother the transition will be. So trust this divine arc completely. Do not allow doubt or despair to creep into your mind now, for those lower vibrations can momentarily slow the collective momentum. Instead, hold an unshakable knowing in your heart that all is unfolding according to the highest plan. In your quiet moments of connection, feel the resonance of a civilization that is already free. Sense in your heart that Earth is becoming a planet of unity, peace, and abundance, because on the higher level of creation, where timelines are scripted, it is already so. By tuning into that reality with love and gratitude, you help draw it into the physical world. Then step forward in your daily life as if that new Earth were already here. Let your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect the peace, kindness, and integrity of a liberated world. This is not make-believe. This is how you anchor the timeline of victory into the present moment. Know with absolute certainty that the victory sequence is in motion and cannot be derailed. The dawning of a golden age of unity is on the horizon. Embrace it fully and let its light fill your being. By embodying the frequency of this joyous future and walking in that truth today, you accelerate its arrival, serving as a midwife to the newborn dawn. Not everything in this spiritual revolution needs to be broadcast to the world. In fact, the higher guidance now encourages a form of quiet divine operation, choosing humility and discretion over spectacle. The reason is simple. The remaining shadow forces have long fed on attention and fear. If a light worker loudly announces their victories or generous deeds for public praise, the old matrix takes notice and tries to recalibrate or counteract these gains. You do not need to give the dwindling darkness any such advantages. Instead, practice covert benevolence. Perform your good deeds and spiritual work without fanfare. If you send donations or help someone in need, do it quietly without applause. If you have a personal breakthrough or receive a divine insight, savor it in your heart or share it only with those who truly understand, rather than trumpeting it for mass validation. By moving in this way, under the radar of any remaining interference, you make your loving impact undetectable to discordant forces. In the peaceful quietude of your actions, Your energy signature stays inscrutable to those who would misuse it, while every sincere effort is perfectly known to Source. The Creator sees your kindness and devotion even when no one else does, and the blessings of those acts will return to you multiplied, without attracting any interference. Likewise, maintain a private communion with the divine. True prayer and intention setting achieve far more when done in the privacy of your inner sacred space, rather than in performative public displays. If prayer or meditation is done to impress others, its effect is shallow, often bouncing around in astral noise without reaching the core of creation. We advise you to retreat daily into the temple of your heart, closing out outer distractions. In that silent sanctuary, turn your awareness to the holy presence within, the I Am spark of God in your core. Pour out your intentions and requests there, in absolute trust. A pure petition made in secret reaches the very heart of the Creator, and no dark force can intercept or distort it. The light codes and blessings you generate from that quiet state flow directly into the collective field, unhindered by the collapsing cabal. By choosing silence over spotlight, you protect the integrity of your mission and allow your light to flow at full strength. The fading matrix has nothing to latch onto, no drama to trace when you work in sacred secrecy. Know that the universe hears you always. Every selfless act and sincere prayer done in the silence of your soul elevates the whole of humanity and is recorded in the ledger of light. A fundamental truth to grasp now is that there are not two equal, opposing forces in this universe. There is only one power, the infinite light of the Creator. What we call darkness is not a true power, but rather the absence or distortion of light. The control matrix was built on the illusion that light and dark were equally matched in eternal conflict. That illusion is crumbling. Anchor yourself in oneness consciousness. Know that Source is the only real force. Whenever you feel outraged or fearful about the actions of the Dark Ones, recognize that those emotions are echoes of the old duality program trying to bait you back into struggle. Do not feed that fire. Instead, deny it the oxygen of your anger or fear and affirm the supremacy of the one light. Remind yourself, only the light of God is real. Any seeming darkness is a temporary illusion. By refusing to grant reality to evil, you starve the cabal's final energy source, humanity's belief in their power. Likewise, practice impersonalization when you confront negativity. Do not direct hatred toward individual perpetrators, be they public figures or personal antagonists, who have played negative roles. Personalizing evil locks you into a negative bond with it, entangling you karmically. Instead, view all malice and deception as impersonal shadows, a kind of hypnotic spell over consciousness, and choose to dissolve them with spiritual light. As the Ascended Master Saint Germain has taught, you may invoke the violet flame of transmutation. Envision any dark influence as a dense shadow and bathe it in violet golden fire. See it dissolve and return to pure light. Do this without anger. You are not attacking anyone. You are simply neutralizing an illusion. By addressing the energy itself rather than vilifying the person, you avoid creating new karmic ties or psychic backlashes. No hook can lodge in you because you hold no hate. You remain sovereign and centered in the light, aligned only with love. In this state, the darkness has nothing to latch onto and must either transform or fade away. Through the power of the one light and impersonal love, all that is unreal is now being unmade. Understand also that all of us are truly one self, experiencing life through many avatars. Every being, including those who have worn the antagonist costumes in this drama, carries the same indwelling divine spark at their core. The higher truth is that when you assist any fragment of life, whether human, animal, or even the elemental kingdom, you are really assisting the great oversoul that we all share. In helping another, you are feeding your own higher self and contributing to the healing of the collective. This understanding dissolves the artificial walls of separation that the cabal worked so hard to maintain. Unity consciousness reveals that there are no true others, only other aspects of the one. Let this guide your actions. Give or serve wherever your heart feels gently nudged to do so. Perhaps you feel called to comfort a stranger, help a neighbor, rescue an animal, or send loving energy to a troubled area of the world. Follow those soul prompts, knowing that any kindness offered to any part of creation is a direct act of love toward the divine, and thus toward yourself as well. At the same time, guard the dignity of those you help and keep your ego in check by shielding your benevolence from unnecessary publicity. In other words, give quietly and without expectations of praise or reward. This ensures your service stays in the frequency of pure love. Acts of silent, genuine kindness circulate powerful ripples through the unified field and inevitably return to bless you many times over, providing you even more energy and resources to continue your mission. By sharing and caring in this humble way, you actively weaken the last remnants of the illusion of separation. You become a living demonstration that love is one and that all beings are members of one cosmic family. This, dear ones, is the consciousness that births Nova Earth. Even the forces of nature respond to human consciousness. Much of the turbulence in weather patterns and the planet's crust has reflected the turmoil and conflict within the collective human psyche. When humanity's mass mind churns with fear and division, the Earth often mirrors it with storms, earthquakes, or other chaotic events. However, the opposite is also true. Integrated, peaceful consciousness can soothe and stabilize the environment. You are not helpless in the face of natural upheavals. We invite you to practice a form of storm alchemy. Whenever a literal or figurative storm arises, remain calm and send harmony into the situation through your intent. Visualize the situation bathed in a gentle, balancing light. For instance, imagine a calm turquoise light settling turbulent weather, or a warm glow easing human tensions. You can affirm with conviction, only unity and peace prevail, no destruction can sustain. In this way, you negate the energy behind chaos. Do not underestimate this practice. The collective field of Earth responds more swiftly to unified love than it does to any fear-based provocations. You may witness a hurricane lose force or a conflict lose momentum as hearts join in coherent prayer and visualization. This is the power of your consciousness as a co-creator with Gaia. By maintaining inner peace and projecting intention for the highest good, you help rewrite physical events from turmoil to tranquility. The fading forces of fear cannot match the harmonizing influence of awakened souls united in love. As solar activity intensifies and the final glitches of the old paradigm play out, it is vital that you continue to use self-care as a form of shielding. The advice may sound simple, but its effects are profound. Hydrate, ground, rest. Drink plenty of pure, energized water, what some of you call crystalline water. Water is a powerful conduit for higher energies and will help your physical body assimilate the strong solar blasts and cosmic rays inundating Earth at this time. Ensure your water has minerals or add a pinch of natural salt, as this helps conductivity in your cells. Take time to connect with the Earth and embed grounding frequencies into your auric field. This could mean walking barefoot on the soil, sitting with your back against a tree, or using meditation and sound, like the Schumann resonance, to sync your energy with Gaia's heartbeat. As always, honor your body's signals for rest. Sleep when your body insists, even if it's an extra nap at an odd hour, because your physical vessel is working overtime to process energetic upgrades. You are not lazy or avoiding responsibilities by doing this. You are wisely maintaining your instrument. Think of your body and energy system as part of the planetary grid. If you keep your personal circuitry balanced and robust, you automatically contribute stabilizing energy to the whole. A stressed or overtired system can start to emit chaotic vibrations, which regressive forces might try to latch onto or amplify. In contrast, a well-rested, well-nourished system broadcasts a coherent field of light that overrides any negative scripts being pushed by outside influences. So do not feel guilty about the time you spend on self-care now. These acts are not indulgence. They are essential maintenance of your divine vessel. By staying grounded, hydrated, and rested, you become an unassailable pillar of light. Your balanced presence is your armor, and it ensures you can continue anchoring high frequencies on Earth without interference. Use the power of your inner vision to help shape the next chapter of Earth's story. Your imagination is a God-given creative tool, and when you align it with divine will, it becomes a potent force for manifesting the new Earth. We encourage you to hold clear flash visions of a liberated, thriving planet. Envision scenes that warm your heart. Perhaps you see communities led by wise, transparent councils who serve the highest good. Maybe you imagine free energy devices in every home, ending scarcity and pollution. Picture children being educated in harmony with universal truth, learning about the stars, their own psychic gifts, and how to navigate the galaxy with love and curiosity. Visualize lush gardens and crystal cities, clean oceans and skies, humanity celebrating together in peace with our galactic neighbors. Whatever images resonate as utopian and joyous to you, project them in your mind's eye regularly. The dawn and dusk hours are especially powerful times for such creative visualization, as the veil between dimensions is thinner then. In those quiet moments when day and night converge, allow your thoughts to seed the subtle realms with blueprints of heaven on earth. Each positive mental hologram you generate is like a seed code released into the planetary field. Gaia, the living consciousness of Earth, registers these thought forms and can integrate them into the emerging reality once the old constraints fully fall away. Do not underestimate this practice. Every intention of light you send into the grids is received. In fact, much of the new Earth design is being drawn from the collective dreams of humanity's awakened members. So dream boldly and with love. See the world you wish to live in as if it is already real. By doing this consistently, you are literally shaping timelines, guiding the emerging reality toward the highest outcome. Your beautiful visions are the templates that will blossom into our shared future once the final shadows clear. In the aftermath of the old regime's collapse, it will be critical to remain grounded, humble, and compassionate. As the final players of the cabal render their surrender and their control systems vanish, there will indeed be cause for celebration, but we advise you to celebrate wisely and quietly. Rejoice within your hearts and in small sacred gatherings with your soul family, but resist any temptation to broadcast triumph or "I told you so" sentiments on the world stage. Remember, the goal is unity and healing, not division. Many among the unawakened majority will be stunned and disoriented as long-hidden truths come to light and familiar institutions fall. They may experience fear, grief, or anger, feeling as if the rug has been pulled out from under their reality. This is where your true service begins. Your role is to be an anchor of calm and a pillar of kindness in your communities. Emanate a steady peace that others can lean on. Offer help and comfort to those who are struggling to understand without judgment. Show by your example how to center in the heart and find inner guidance. You do not need to preach. Simply living in a balanced, loving way will teach others through resonance. In this poised stillness that you cultivate, the new crystalline structures of light, the foundations for an enlightened society, will be able to ground themselves and take form. It is in the collective quiet after the storm that the architecture of New Earth can lock into place, completing a restoration that has long been prepared in the higher realms. By staying humble in victory and devoted in service, you ensure that the dawning golden age anchors smoothly. We love you dearly. We are here with you. We are your family of light. We are the Galactic Federation,